Hello everyone and welcome to my CBS GH spoiler channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital, today's full episode, March 10th, 2026. Sidwell's dinner party reveals a shocking dead body nobody saw coming. Port Charles will never be the same after what happened behind those closed doors last night. If you thought you had seen everything General Hospital had to offer, the affairs, the poison plots, the fake deaths, the long-lost twins, then Tuesday's episode, March 10th, 2026, just proved every single one of us wrong. Because what unfolded inside the lavish walls of Reginald Sidwell's sprawling Harborview estate last night was not just dramatic, it was catastrophic. It was jaw-dropping. It was the kind of television moment that makes you drop your phone, spill your coffee, and scream into the void. And honey, we are here for every single second of it. The invitation nobody could refuse. It all started 2 weeks ago when the mysterious and obscenely wealthy Reginald Sidwell, Port Charles's newest power player, brilliantly portrayed with cold precision by guest star Edmund Voss, began hand-delivering ivory invitations to the most influential names in town. Carly Corinthos, Mayor Laura Collins, Dr. Hamilton Finn, Ava Jerome, and, in the most shocking move of all, Sonny Corinthos himself. Nobody knew why they had been summoned. Nobody knew what Sidwell wanted. But when a man with that much money and that many secrets throws a dinner party, you don't say no in Port Charles. You show up, you smile, and you watch your back. The episode opened with the guests arriving one by one at Sidwell's iron-gated estate, each one dressed to the nines and carrying enough emotional baggage to fill the entire driveway. Carly arrived first, her jaw tight, eyes scanning the room like she already knew something was wrong. Ava glided in next in a stunning emerald gown, champagne already in hand, looking absolutely unbothered in the way only Ava Jerome can. Sonny came with Dex at his side, because of course he did, and the tension in the foyer when he locked eyes with Carly was thick enough to cut with one of the chef's fine silver knives. The dinner from hell. Sidwell was the perfect host, charming, attentive, disturbingly calm. He toasted to new alliances and old truths, and smiled the smile of a man holding every card in the deck. The dinner conversation was electric, loaded glances across the candle-lit table, half-finished sentences, veiled threats wrapped inside compliments. Laura tried to steer things toward civility. Finn barely touched his food. Ava, ever the expert at playing it cool, was clearly rattled beneath the surface. And then Sidwell said the words that made everyone at home collectively gasp out loud. I think it's time we discussed what really happened on October 14th. The table went silent, absolutely, completely silent, because October 14th, as loyal GH fans will immediately remember, was the night of the Harborview Gala last fall, the night that ended with a fire, a cover-up, and at least 3 people who have never fully explained where they were when the flames started. The writers have been slowly threading this mystery all season long, and tonight was the night it all came crashing down. Someone in this room has been lying. Sidwell stood at the head of the table with the energy of a man who had been waiting years for this exact moment. He told his guests, each one specifically chosen, that he had evidence, documents, photographs, and, most devastatingly, a recording. When the audio played through the hidden speakers in the dining room ceiling, Sonny's face turned to stone. Carly's hand gripped the edge of the table, and Finn, quiet, measured, always in control Finn, suddenly looked like a man standing on the edge of a cliff. The recording was damning. Without giving away every detail, it placed at least one person at the scene of the October fire well before they had ever claimed to be there. It suggested that what the town had been told was an accident was in fact something far more deliberate, and it hinted, strongly, that the person responsible had been walking the streets of Port Charles ever since, free and untouched. Just when it seemed like the night couldn't get any more intense, Sidwell excused himself to retrieve one final piece of evidence from his private study upstairs. He never came back. The dead body that changed everything. After nearly 15 minutes of excruciating dinner-table silence, broken only by Ava's increasingly pointed commentary and Sonny's phone buzzing non-stop, Dex went upstairs to check on their host. The scream that followed was heard in every corner of that house. Dex burst back into the dining room, breathless, color completely drained from his face, and said 6 words that Port Charles fans will be quoting for months to come. Sidwell is dead. Someone stabbed him. The chaos that erupted was immediate and spectacular. Carly was on her feet. Laura was already calling the PCPD. Ava stood perfectly still in the center of the room, eyes wide, champagne flute still in hand, and the camera lingered on her face just long enough to make every viewer at home deeply, deeply suspicious. When Commissioner Jordan Ashford arrived on scene within minutes, because Port Charles may be a city, but it operates on soap opera time, the discovery only deepened the mystery. Sidwell's private study was ransacked. His personal safe, clearly opened with a code someone already knew, was completely empty. Whatever final evidence he had been about to present, gone, vanished, as if it had never existed. Who did it? The suspects are everywhere. Here's where it gets truly delicious. Every single person at that dinner table had a reason to want Sidwell silenced. Every single one. Sonny, because the recording threatened his carefully rebuilt empire. Carly, because she has spent the better part of a year constructing a new life that the truth of October 14th could demolish in an instant. Ava, because, let's be honest, Ava always has secrets, and Sidwell clearly knew what they were. Finn, because whatever was on that recording connected to something in his past that he has never, ever discussed. And Laura, sweet, steady, unshakable Laura, because the mayor of Port Charles cannot afford to have old truths surface right before a city council vote that could reshape everything. Even Dex, who was supposedly just there as muscle, was seen in a brief but pointed flashback earlier in the episode making a phone call outside the estate. To whom? The show is absolutely not telling us yet. The final shot that will haunt you. The episode ended on an image that will live in General Hospital history. As the PCPD taped off the study and the guests were separated for questioning, the camera slowly panned across the dining room, the half-eaten plates, the melted candles, the shattered champagne flute on the floor near Ava's chair. And there, sitting untouched in the center of the table, was a single ivory envelope, identical to the dinner invitations, sealed with Sidwell's wax crest. But this one had no name on it, just 2 words printed in elegant script across the front. You're next. Cut to black. Credits roll. Fans collectively lose their minds. What comes next? General Hospital has not teased this hard since the infamous Nurses' Ball cliffhanger of 2023, and the fan response online has already been explosive. The identity of Sidwell's killer, the contents of that empty safe, the meaning of October 14th, and the owner of that final envelope are now the only things anyone in the GH fandom wants to talk about. One thing is certain, Port Charles just got a whole lot more dangerous. Don't miss tomorrow's episode. Things are about to get worse before they get better, and in Port Charles, they always get worse first.